Good morning, good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. Good morning and happy Memorial Day for all my fellow Americans. Okay, I'm not running for politics. That sounded really politicky. Anyway, today is Memorial Day here in the US, and a lot of people consider it sort of the unofficial first day of summer. The actual first day of summer is on June 20th. So we've got about 3 weeks, but a lot of people consider this to be the start of the whole summer season. So I thought I'd start throwing in some summer themes. So today I'm going to be sharing some ideas around bookmarking that are inspired by extreme sports. Now, I know not all extreme sports are summer sports, but we've got the Summer Olympics coming up. So my brain put that together. So, if you are tired of doing the same old, tune into this episode of Coffee with Karma because I'm going to be sharing some ideas that some of them are a little bit more standard, but they've got an extreme sport twist to them. And maybe there'll be a new idea here for you. My name is Carma Spence, and I help entrepreneurs write and publish a book in a client attracting book in 90 days or less, and then market it to grow their business. So, idea number one, people in extreme sports are risk takers. So, they are constantly pushing the boundaries and they take calculated risks. Similarly, a successful book marketing requires you sometimes taking risks. Sometimes they're financial risks, sometimes they're time risks, sometimes they're book risks, and being innovative to see what works. Now, a lot of people seem to think, well, you got to do the marketing things and they will get guaranteed results. Nope. That's not how it works because when you're marketing to human beings, and human beings are not always predictable. So sometimes you got to do something different and see if it works. And sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it works for this thing, but not for that thing. Marketing is an art where you're with an element of science in it because you're constantly experimenting and tweaking. So if things aren't working the way that you've done them before, why not take a risk? Take a calculated risk. I mean, for example, I invested in a little bit of promotion for my book, Serve Up Your Book. And it paid off, but it was only like $35. So but it really paid off. I might invest more next time. I don't know, it depends. You take calculated risks, you weigh the pros and cons, and you experiment. So be open to the experimental nature of book marketing. Idea number 2, endurance. Extreme sports demand incredible endurance, and both physical and mental. Book marketing is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not a one and done activity. It's not like you launch a book, poof, there it is. Now I never need to do anything about it. No, I'm still talking about public speaking superpowers. I'm still talking about it all starts with the right idea, or it all starts with an idea. I always want to put right in there, but that's not in there because new people are coming into my world and they don't know about my past books. So it's a marathon, and I've said this before, but basically, you market your book until your book becomes irrelevant. So, there are books I've written that I don't talk about very often because they aren't relevant to the task at hand. They aren't relevant to what I'm doing today. Number 3, sponsorships. Now, there are many ways you can get sponsorships for your books. Extreme athletes almost always have sponsors. That's why when you see them in their little outfits, they're emblazoned with logos of companies. Those are sponsors. Did you know you can get sponsors for your book? Now, there are different ways to do this. You can get a semi-permanent sponsor where you have a run of a certain number of books that have that that company's logo in it, and then so they buy, like, however many. So, for example, with Public Speaking Superpowers, I could have approached, I don't know, the National Speakers Association, and they could have decided, "I want to give every member in my of my organization a copy of this book," so they would buy however many I don't know, a million, I don't know. I don't know how many. They would decide, "We're gonna give this book to this many members." They would buy that number of my book, and I would have a page in that book that says, "This book was provided to you by the National Association of Speakers." That's one kind of sponsorship. Another kind of sponsorship is participating in the book. So you see those anthology books? I'm in a few, where a whole bunch of people come together and they provide a chapter. That is a type of sponsorship, really, because they're paying to be in that book, and therefore they're sponsoring that book and they're helping to contribute to the success of the book. So technically, I could say I'm an international bestseller because I have contributed to books that went on to be international bestsellers. I don't refer to myself as that. I say I contributed to books that were international bestsellers. Since I didn't write it alone, I don't count it, but that's me. You can. Another way to get sponsorship is to have a company sponsor some event where your book appears and gets sold. So there's different ways that you can work sponsorships, and it depends on what you're willing to do and what you can do for a sponsor. Every sponsorship relationship can be different because it depends on the needs of your sponsor. They're giving you money because they want to achieve a goal. If you can help them get closer to that goal, they'll sponsor you. Number 4, build a following. I could talk about this forever because it's really important. It's really important. And you can build different types of followings. Your best following is email because you manage that. That's your list of people. That said, it is helpful to have following on social media, following on Amazon, following on BookBub, because those people will buy your book at some point too. And if you've done your book right, they may eventually join your list as well. But top extreme athletes build dedicated fan bases because it's those dedicated fan bases that help them get sponsors, which helps them do what they love to do, which is extreme sports. So it's all related. Again, if you have that doesn't mean you can't get a sponsorship if you don't have a big following. You just need to have the following of the type of people that sponsor wants to reach. So those 2 are actually related. And number 5, and this is probably the most important, overcome your fears. A lot of people get stopped in their track somewhere along the author's journey because their fears get the better of them. Extreme athletes face fears head on. Authors need to overcome self-doubt, rejection, fear of failure, and all those things that happen when you promote your work. I mean, I get it. It's frustrating to go, "Here's this book I've just spent months working on, and I love it. It's beautiful. See, it's a beautiful baby." And everybody goes, "God, I don't like your baby." It's like, "That's an ugly baby." "Oh, oh, Elizabeth!" Look that one up, Sanford and Son. Um, Book marketing is a very brave act. You need to face your doubts and your fears. Actually, writing a book at all is a brave act because you've got to overcome all these fears that there's there's a little voice in the back of your head that says, "You're not good enough. Why are you writing this book? Other books are out there, they're better." And maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but do your best and your peeps will buy your book if you can get in front of them. And that's what book marketing does. So, book marketing is important. Now, if you would like to have a nice framework that helps you through your book marketing journey from before you start writing to you keep marketing it until your book's irrelevant, then I recommend that you pick up my latest book, Serve Up Your Book. It teaches you how to market your book so that it attracts clients and leads through all 5 phases of the book marketing journey. And in celebration of this book, throughout the month of June, I am going to be holding Serve Up Your Book this summer, which is a extravaganza. Not really. Uh, it's a palooza. It's a series of webinars and fun events and videos and blog posts and all this information to help you serve up your book this summer and get more book sales. I hope you'll join me. If you would like the link directly to the Amazon book, give me the Amazon link in the comments. If you want to learn more about Serve Up Your Summer this summer, type in tell me more about the event or tell me more about Serve Up Your Book this summer. And as soon as I've got the landing page that has all the events outlined on it, I will send you the link to that. Some of them you will need to register for, some of them you won't. And it's going to include like weekly webinars or live streams, webinars. And I'm even going to try out a tweet. Well, it's not a tweetathon anymore. It's an Xathon. I'm going to do an Xathon on X. I might even go into spaces and have an audio event. I don't know. I haven't decided. I might. We'll see. I'm probably going to be posting some interesting articles on Medium. I'm going to be doing all sorts of things to help you serve up your book this summer and get more book sales and more clients and speaking gigs because books get you those things. Well, this is the end of today's Coffee with Karma. I hope you found value in it and ciao for now.